Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Danielle. I'll be your host while we discuss Pillars of Light, stories of goddess activations. Today we have a very special guest with us, Raziel Arcega. She's a co-creator and a co-author of the book Pillars of Light. Welcome, Raziel. It's nice to have you.
Good morning, Danielle. Thanks for having me. This is exciting. I wanted to just share that I was part of the first book talking about my awakening. Now, in the second book, I think it's a little bit more powerful because I dealt with my past lives and harnessing my power. So I'll be excited to share that.
Yeah, we're excited to read your chapter. I love how empowering it is. And you have some very interesting past lives to share. And I think the goddess energy just really emulates from many soul incarnations that you've gone through. So I'm very excited for everyone to read your chapter. Before we get into that, could you tell us a little bit about the goddess that got activated when you had the session with Radha?
Well, it's Goddess Ixchel. At first, it wasn't her. I think when we were doing this, I knew that I had to connect to a goddess, and I told Radha I'm not sure who. And I know very little about them. So I drew my cards out, and it's part of the book how I got into connecting with her. I drew out actually one of the goddesses, and she said, "Sit with it, see if you how you feel with it, and then we'll go from there." And it kind of didn't sit with me. I feel like there's something off. And she said, "Let's do this. Maybe you need a badass goddess, really powerful, really, really, strong so that you can get out and be into your own power." And I drew Ixchel, and she goes, "Oh my God, she's one powerful being, at her time, ancient Mayan." And I'm like, "Oh my God, so interesting." And even her name, my nickname, for some reason, I know I spell it my name differently, but when I was a kid, they call me Chell,
Mm.
Chel, Chell. And I said, "Oh my God, there's some kind of connection here. Let me tune into that." And then Radha was saying, read up on her. And I found out she's one of the Mayan goddesses, ancient healer, all these really cool things that she had done in her community at that time. And I'm like, let me tune into her. She's one powerful healer. So yeah, so that's how I got into working with her with this chapter. And when we did our healing, oh my goodness, that brought a lot out of what is causing everything in my life,
Mm.
in this lifetime. So it was very, very interesting.
Yeah. And prior to finding out who exactly you connected with, did you have an idea of what the word goddess meant to you, or and what does it mean to you now?
For me, it's tuning into our feminine energy, our
Mm-hmm.
divine feminine energy. Because from what I know, we are a creation of God, and we are part of, the powerful balance in the universe. So for us, tuning into that means that we are harnessing our power back and creating that balance that we need um, in all creation, in all the universe. So learning that, I'm like, wow, I want that.
Yeah.
I want to tune into that. So being a goddess, sometimes you feel like it's all ego, being this, goddess like, but we are created to be
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
If we just have that knowing that we are already created in that, it's no ego. We are born with it. We are created with, with that spirit, be to be that goddess. And it's all beautiful, and it's so exciting to even I think we have this innate power within us, and so beautiful to be part of it, or to be here in this time, in this lifetime, in this period, that we are all in this space, and we are, creating with all the women in the world. We all have to be, in our own power. Let's
Absolutely.
all be in that creation, and be in our space, in our own true power and within. So
Yeah. And
I
stepping into each other, like stepping into our power, it's like it
yes,
helps other women harness their power too.
right. And I wanted to
Yeah.
share. It's not like taking from somebody. It's
Mm,
us being in ourselves, and even
yeah.
like you and me being in ourselves together, harnessing that power. It grows. You know how that works. What
Mm-hmm.
it if two beings come together, it's pretty much blessed, and it grows. And the more
Yeah.
we are in that, in that space, if we have uh, I see it this way, like if we tune ourselves to the highest energy, we're fully lit up, and you come with me fully lit up, and the next person fully lit. Oh, how how illuminating that is for the whole,
Right.
not just the whole planet, the whole universe. Like amazing stuff.
Yeah, that's beautiful. The illumination and the magnifying of it is just so powerful. And that's, our divine God given, sovereignty. And I
Hmm.
thank you for coming forward and speaking your truth and sharing that with women because it's very empowering. And I love that. People often think that goddess activations could be something that's, a little fluffy, or they don't understand the depth of what it could be. And in your case and other people's cases, you can experience a lot of um, persecution wounds, or maybe an energetic divorce, a releasing of an entity, or possibly, walking you through past life experiences that have led you to your own personal evolution, your soul's evolution. So, how would you say that to someone, or what can you say tell someone coming in that doesn't have as much experience in the healing realm, that's looking to have a goddess activation and is just now for the first time being exposed? How would you explain to someone what are some of the things that they could go through and benefit from having gone to a session for goddess activations?
There's so much to be said, but for me,
Hmm.
because I had my own spiritual journey, and I think everyone's different. Um, when I had mine, it started my when my marriage fell apart, and I felt at that point like, who am I? Like, who am I in this world? Because I felt like, when I lost that, I lost connection to, um, what am I here for? Like, why am I, all these questions. So if you have a lot of questions in your head, you kind of start that way and dealing with each one. And then I started having this flow state. So now I could even say that, because you'll get messages from the divine. We don't see it, but we just feel it or hear it from like a friend's phone call. So when I was going through all these questions in my head, people will send me prayers, and then I would meet somebody, a friend. I actually wanted to share. I met a friend. She's younger than me. She's like way spiritual at the time, way spiritual than me. And she said, let's talk. And she became one of my messengers, one of my angels. And she said, you know what? You have the whole world weight in your shoulders. And she could see that, like, I guess my body language and my, energy was so heavy. And I was trying to carry everything in my shoulder. And she said, take that off, take it off, start start peeling away, all these energies that you are carrying for so long, so forever, right? So, and then that opened up to a lot more questions like, how can I do this? And I don't want to do it, traditional way where it's all, medicines and all that. I feel like that's not where I'm going to get my answers. So around that time, I went, started going back to the church and really understanding the whole faith, the God, Jesus, the Bible and everything. And I said, wait a minute, even if I delve through the whole book, I felt like there's so much more. Like there's so much more. This is not it. There's so much more out there. This is not it. So I started, you know, um, reading books, going to YouTube, met Radha. And for some reason, when I met Radha, she was there. We knew each other from networking. There's something that just kind of pulled myself into um, kind of learning because how she is. She already looks like a goddess from, totally different energy. And I said, Radha, one day I said, Radha, I feel like I wanted to take on like a healing. I just don't know what, but I'm pulled into, there's something that I need to get out of me, not traditional medicine because it's not, the body, it's more like the spirit side.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, yeah, let's schedule that. And when we scheduled it, it ended up, she said, you need more power, you need my mom, Maya. And I did that. So that was my first encounter of the healing portion of it, or of this healing. And that shed a lot of the energies out, opening my mind into all this, different world of energy work, layers, past lives, all because we forget when we're born, we forget who we are, what we're here for, and our roles and being. So that shed some light, but obviously we carry a lot of years, maybe centuries of energy. So it takes time to take that away from us. So as I move into this, after a few years, got into like the goddess codes that says that you have innate codes that we have to tune into, learn all that, learn how we could be, we are spiritual beings first, energetically, we have all this power. And I said, oh my goodness, I didn't know that, at that point it was just a little bit like starting to open my mind, everything connecting, mind, body, spirit connection. And it's just so crazy to learn all that there's so much more that we could harness. And again, everything falls into place in alignment. I think for people, be patient.
Mm-hmm.
There's something, just walk the path and tune into it. You learn to meditate, you learn to give more value into your space, give more value to who you are. And because we are expressed here within our bodies, we have to take care of our bodies physically.
Mm.
So I took a lot of time doing that too. Really trying to, because we have one vessel, without our bodies in this world, we cannot, do much or do anything. So I went back to healing my body. I for years I didn't take care of it. Being a mom and being a mom of two children with medical issues, I tune into them. But I realized that me being weak, me being not in tune, not being in my power, I'm not of help to them. So I
Mm.
went back to eating healthy, exercising, tuning the mind, and just learning that it's not just our bodies, it's not just our minds, it's also this, the spirit. our
Mm-hmm.
souls. How are we taking care of that? How are we to ourselves? And I know it wasn't easy. There's a lot of things that you have to kind of deal with. Well, what we call the darkness, the things that not of light. We have to deal with that. The past hurt, the past anger, the past everything, and even not just through our life. It's through all the energies from our ancestors.
Mm, yeah.
Moms or dads or grandparents. And there was one day I saw a tree. They said, imagine, 12 generations up. That's about 200 ancestors. And that's just 12 generations.
Wow.
Imagine so far back. That's, multiply that energetically, that's a lot. And for us, we carry that. And again, it's a journey. It's something that we have to deal with. And with the goddess activation, it just gave me so much power back and so much confidence back that we are able to and capable to heal ourselves and to choose, because of free will, we choose to do it. And you'll feel it. I think all of this also it's in the feelings you feel.
Mm,
If you feel that there's so much more into you, and I think a lot of people are going through that, feel so much more to you, can't find the answers. I feel like, why not? What are you going to lose? It's
right.
all about gaining more, gaining back who you are, gaining
Mm,
back. Even if you don't believe it at this point, just explore it. We are given so much more um, from God, from creation. We are
right.
we are given, His kingdom. Whatever you choose that to be, that's a lot. Abundance. When you talk about abundance, that's a lot. You cannot even put a number to it. And why not enjoy it? Why not live it? Why not be it? Right?
Right. So well said. I like how you brought up initially that you were receiving what I call synchronicities that
Mm-hmm.
led you through the process, but you innately trusted, the process and let it unfold, through each experience with Radha, with Maya, and through your own journey and evolution into realizing that the mind, body, and spirit is all housed within one being.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like something you want to take care of. I can relate to that on a personal level. So that's really powerful. It gives you more access to the codes and the downloads and
Mm-hmm.
those aha moments, I like to call them. But it's just God communicating, or there's a God, goddesses, the angels. There's
Yes.
so much that we
There's
have
so much.
support, and the essence of a God, like the essence of the goddess that you're connected to, is so empowering. I mean, she is a woman of medicine and natural healing, and sometimes healing is it's from the soul, right? So it's not something you logically think, like you said, feel it, and that's, to me, pure divine feminine energy. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I know, with this journey, it's beautiful, especially when you're in the flow, when you're in the
Mm,
synchronistic. And I think because we think a lot, we talked about thinking a lot, but when we feel, how you say, um, you know what you know, or you feel, you're intuitive, you have this knowing.
mm-hmm,
And I think tapping into that is, you have just that inner knowing. I know it's not, you cannot physically show it, right? You just have to feel it.
mm-hmm,
And I think a lot of us forget to tune. we get so busy in our everyday lives, we get distracted. But with meditation or daily, right now it's a daily practice where you just sit. And sometimes meditation, people think you have to be there for hours. There's practice about that too, you know, where you sit for hours. I even just do it in the garden, in the car, just kind of tone down the head noise
Mm-hmm.
and just be. And it's just, you know, you get the downloads, messages, you know, you have this dialogue in your head. What am I going to do now? How am I going to express myself a lot better? How can I, you know, help people be in their best? You know, just tune into everything that you do, whether
Mm-hmm.
with your work or your business, how you go about working in the community, your family life, your household. And sometimes it's just autopilot. You don't think too much of it anymore as you practice it. And I think it gets more beautiful. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be here, you know, saying all these things. And I've been, I went through a lot of crying times, you know, all shedding all that, a lot of, you know, deep heart
Mm.
aches. Um, you know, it
Yeah.
gets, yeah, you, 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 obviously you have to go through that to recognize the
Mm-hmm.
contrast.
Yeah.
Now, you know, even in that time in the beginning when, you know, I was doing my healing, like, when is this gonna end? Why do I have all these energies like so heavy, you know, heavy. It's very heavy, you know, especially when you haven't released any of those. When you feel
Mm-hmm.
heavy energies, you just have to release those. And something we cannot do ourselves, and that's what I found out. We could do it ourselves, but it's going to take forever. So that's why there's healers out there who kind of guide you, be the conduit, be the, you know, be there to be, um, work with you, right?
Right.
To work
Exactly.
with you. So it's beautiful. We're in this together. Why not help each other out, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. The goddess activations are really magical. It does give you the ability to realize how important it is to intuitively trust yourself. You
Mhm.
know, all of this process is bringing you back to your sovereignty and trusting in yourself and knowing that you are capable of very powerful things, you know, and
Mhm.
yeah, you're doing a great job at emulating that, you know. What kind of things what kind of things can you suggest our viewers what might actually benefit for them if they were to have a session? What could they use this for in their personal life?
I'm just playing. If you want a beautiful life, if you want, you know, everybody dreams about a happy, blissful life and just being
Mm,
and getting everything you want just by being. It's crazy to think about it. Um, and you know if you resonate, if you have all these questions, you know you resonate
mm,
if you have this feeling of uneasiness, and there's so much more into life than just doing whatever you're doing now. um, there's so much more into, you know, I think finding the real true meaning of happiness and peace. I i wrote part of that in my book, in one of those healings, and finding what peace was all about. You cannot even explain it when you're in that space. It's just kind of like, you know, if heaven was described that, if peace was described that, bliss, it's, I think, a lot more bliss. And I have felt it. And you want to have a life like that. Oh gosh, you know, it's more than what you can ever think of. And if you're thinking you're in the wrong place, you don't think, you feel.
mm-hmm.
You feel, because everything is feelings. Even
Yeah,
just saying happy, you want to be happy. It's not an end game. It's a journey game. Meaning you have
yeah,
to feel. that, you can tune into happiness now.
Right.
It's a choice, tune into that, but elevating that with a high level of consciousness,
Mm.
that's next level stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
again, you cannot do it on your own. I think with people like Radha, Maya, and with their activations, the way they do it. Sometimes I have that, and I get it. Sometimes I'm like, am I doing this? Why am I doing it? You get that questions. Is this really gonna help? And you get doubt, and doubt is like fear. Doubt is all low level energy. So you just kind
Mm.
of tune back in and
Yeah.
try, and just like you said, trust the process. Okay, I'm trusting this is gonna be elevating me for the next level, and it does. You get to that session, you talk, you feel like there's much more energies that need to be shed. Yes, shed it out. Let it
Yeah.
be. Let it. Yeah. Why do I have to carry that? That burden the next how many years I have here in this lifetime? It's
Right.
not promised, but I want to have that bliss, happiness now, or lighter load. Light. Be a light being.
Mm.
Why not? You know. Why not?
It
And
takes
mhm,
Yeah, it takes a little work to work through that stuff. I mean, you do
yeah,
have to do a lot of work, inner work. I mean, nobody comes to Earth
mhm,
pure,
right.
already connected to the divine. I mean, that's essentially what's our soul is,
That's our, yeah, it's our
yeah,
responsibility actually.
yeah.
We're responsible to being to fulfill our roles. We are guided here for a purpose, whatever that is. Sometimes you just and for some people, it's all different expressions. And I think that
Mm,
sometimes people, for me, I'm expressing it through being a mom, being a business owner, being toned down. I'm not like I'm not like those big celebrities that express themselves through their talents of music or art or, whatever talent there is. And we all have that skill talent that we express. For me, I think it's more about being, I know it's a servant heart,
mm,
helping people express themselves through products. For me, it's the marketing promotions. I know sometimes it feels like, how can I be connected to spirit, right? But it's you
mm-hmm.
expressing. It's just being expressing through that, right? How can we even it's just an expression. It's just a form of expression. So whoever's listening, just find how that um, how you're expressing. You might have hidden talents that you have to harness and let it flow. Let it express itself. If
Mm-hmm.
you have a certain job or career path, it could be any of the service provider, being a doctor, being a lawyer, being accountant, whatever that is. That's your part of your expression. You're expressing it fully through your work.
I love that.
um, and it's just different. It's just all different through us. Just finding and be happy with it. I mean, there's so much beauty into it. If I think again, it goes back to tuning into. Um, it's not really the how. It's just understanding, like your job fully expressed to whatever career path you enjoy doing. And
Mm-hmm.
even if, let's say there are people who are doing stepping stones. You might not be in your utmost like your passion or your career that you're passionate about, but fully express yourself where you are right now. And I think people forget about that. They say I'm not happy here. I'm not, but that's just the I am being. Like I
Mm,
am, just say I am happy here and I'll fully express myself till this role that I'm at right now is phased out.
I like
Because
that.
it's temporary. Just
Right.
think of it as temporary. You are there for a reason. You are there to maybe find
Mm,
that person that you might help at that time of your life, or that person might come to your life to be a messenger to you. You never know, and we
Right.
always experience that. And I think that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of our journeys, finding that connection. Who is that next person that I'm helping or helping me? Because I learned also, like, through the process, like each person that comes to you is a lesson,
Mm,
whether good or bad. It also serves as a person that will show you contrast, what you like, what you want. And I think it's also the question of, what do you really want in your life? And I struggle with that for so long. And even now, what do I really want? I have bits and pieces. And I think it's also allowing. And I've heard this before too. Allow yourself to learn, and allow yourself to also change your mind. It might be good for now. Maybe because of all these things that are happening, you're finding out that, oh, this is not what I want. I might want something else. I want to express myself in a different way, and then follow that. And if it's not, then that means it gave you another contrast. It gives you more clarity of what you
mm,
want, right?
right. I
And
like
I
what,
think, yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, and it's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I was going to say that I like what you're saying because it's such a great, you're sharing with people the importance of trusting themselves and trusting the process. And to me, that is so beautiful. Like, I also feel it's part of the journey is to just be and take that
Hmm.
step and, be open to those around you and the next and so on and so on. And each, experience will unravel what
Hmm.
you need to see that's just 10 feet ahead of you, no more, you don't need to see too far into the distance. You just need a little bit of light to get you to where you need to go next. And trust that it will continue to illuminate as you progress forward because there's a lot of support
Oh
through
yes, there are. There's
source
so
and
much.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, and tell yourself you're fully supported.
Mm-hmm.
The I am statements now are strong. I am, even saying I
Right.
am. Whatever follows that is who you are. So I am. You better be careful with your words.
It's
you
so
know,
true.
like when you say
Yeah.
I am depressed, yes, you are
Ooh.
depressed. You just claimed it. I
Yeah.
am angry. Yes, you are angry because you just claimed it. So why not claim the opposite of it?
Right.
I am full. I am supported. I am loved. I am being. I am trusted. I am worthy. All that
Mm-hmm.
I am statements is very important. So
Absolutely.
be very careful. It's a practice. Be very careful. And I'm not saying I didn't go through that. It's a practice, daily practice that um, every morning you have to say that yourself. And I guess there are mornings that I don't. Not right away, but then when you have that clicked in your mind, and then you just kind of rattle that off.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I being today? I am. And sometimes you have fun with it. You can just say, I am Wonder Woman today. I am
I
Superwoman today.
love that.
You know, I am.
Yeah. I am powerful, right?
Yeah, I am powerful.
Yeah.
I'm having a bad hair day.
No.
No, no, when you think that, then you just
Yeah.
say, no, I am having, a good day.
Right. I'm having a natural day where it's allowing
Natural
my
day.
hair to grow, in its
Yeah.
own essential oils.
I am having that. This is one of the things. I am having a good opportunity to take care of my hair.
Yes, there you go. I like that. That's perfect. um,
Yeah.
yeah, so why did you feel drawn to be a part of the Pillars of Light when Rada approached you about it?
again, it's part of my journey,
Okay.
saying, oh, well, it's gonna go back to, for so long, or as a child, or yeah, when I was young, I felt like I grew up too shy, and I feel like I'm always in the background, always just watching people, kind of like, expressing themselves fully. Even at the young age, we have, friends and classmates that are fully expressive, and I feel like, why can't I be like that? I feel like I'm always just watching in the sidelines or in the background. And if I put myself out there, I feel like, no, you're not good, you're not worthy, you're not that. So
Mm.
through the journey, through the process of shedding a lot of these things, and knowing that we have so much power within us. Gosh, it took me this long, right, to figure that out. And I'm telling you, like, you're not too old to figure this out. You're still, if you're alive, you have the opportunity to do this work. Um, so even if I feel like, I'm already a mom, already, graduated, I feel like there's so much more. Again, it's in the feeling. There's so much more in this, and I wanted to explore a lot more, with the awakening process, kind of like leveling up, playing the game of life of, what's next. And when I found out that working with a goddess of power, and then just harnessing, all these things that you are meant to be. You're meant to be this. You're meant to do this. You're meant to um, be in your own power. Who else? Why wouldn't you want to be part of it, right? Like, I want to be that. I want to be fully expressed. I want to get that opportunity to enjoy the life that God has given us, our birthright. In our birthright, He gave us everything. And why not live it, right? Live fully expressed, fully enjoy the abundance. Why not? Why not? And also helping everybody out, because as we recognize, not everyone is in the same um, level,
Mm-hmm.
you know. As you go into this space, you try to obviously live in the higher vibrations, higher power, being in the space of love, happiness, and bliss. You don't want to be distracted from that. You don't want to go back down. You don't want to be ill. You don't want to be, all these lower energies, or fear, especially that. A lot of fear is being
Right.
pushed to us,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't want to have that long conversation about that, but just feel about, basic fear here, love here. Which do you want to choose? Obviously, love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with love, and with all the higher energies, when you understand that in those higher energies, there's no fear, there's no lack, there's no illness. Why not be in that space? And that's when all the miracles happen. All these things that you don't believe. Again, it's all also like, what do you really want? If you want happiness, I'm talking a lot here about that, but I feel like it's there's no question anymore. What what do you want? It's as simple as, I want that life of bliss, of health. And if tuning into a goddess will help me do that, why not? Why not? If she's giving me the power that she already has, why not? You know, I'm tuning into the one source. People say, oh, there's only one source. Yes, there's only one source. It ultimately goes to that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
our kind of like our plug, right? Plug into that source. Yes. But because we're all feminine, the feminine energy is also powerful, because it gives, we talked about that. I feel like it gives the balance that we need in this in this life, in this universe. So why not be part of that? Be part of that balance. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
It's innate. We have this balance of female energies and male energies. And if that comes together as a whole, isn't that crazy? Crazy, crazy energy. Crazy. Like if you don't feel that, it's crazy that you don't feel that. It's like here.
Right. It's in your face too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is what I shared to a friend before. Climax to the max.
I like that. Yes. Well, I'm glad you're a pillar of light then, because we definitely want to make the light as climax to the
Right.
max as we need to go.
I think I might start using that, right?
Yeah. And there's a lot of compassion too that comes with having to go through the process for yourself, but while holding space for others when they're maybe not,
Oh yes.
in that same space, because of course it, as someone who cares, it can be bothersome to see someone in pain, but it's very important to not let them bring you to that. You have to hold that space as a pillar of light, and acknowledge that, what they're going through is very difficult, having been through similar, not the same exact, but like the depth of which they might be, they're part of their journey. And while holding a high vibration for humanity and for those around you,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Well, obviously, yes.
a lot of work.
Again, it goes back to we take care of ourselves first. When you're solid
Yep.
with yourself, it's easier to help others. And
Mm-hmm.
also having that, we all have that as a feminine energy, the understanding, the love, the care, the caring parts. To whoever is going through the journey, we are all here to help each other because
Mm-hmm.
we've been through it. We are, we're leading the path, same as whoever was before us led the path. Um, and we're here to just pull each other up, seek understanding where we're at, and we just meet them where they're at
Yep.
and allow them. We cannot force anybody. Allow them to choose
Mm-hmm.
for themselves if they want this type of life. Then we just allow them, and if they're ready, they'll come forth. When you're ready, just like when I was ready, I'm like, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's put kind of like those
Yeah.
superhero movies. Like, give it to me. Come, give me the power. Let me drink that potion.
You're ready for the mission.
Yeah, I'm ready for initiation.
Aw,
Yes.
I love that.
Not crazy.
Aw. So
Yes.
what do you feel then your purpose on earth is?
For me, it's again tuning in, like getting back that power, but at the same time, because I have children, I was meant to be a mother in in this lifetime. Just giving them the same thing, sooner. Not for them to wait till they're older to harness their God-given talents or gifts and fully express themselves. And I think, yeah, and giving them the environment to do so. And yeah, because I chose this path. I know that I'm choosing it for them. It's up to them, and I see it. I feel like they're guided, hopefully, to the right path, and I'm seeing them fully, trying to fully express their skills, their talent, and at the same time, just kind of get everyone who comes into our space or to our path, guide them through to whatever it is that they're needing in their life, and hopefully it's up, going up, not back down, ascending. We're all
Exactly.
ascending. I know there's so much more to it. Like, oh my goodness, we could do this forever, but Yeah, let's, let's enjoy this. Enjoy this now. Now is the time, right?
It is the time. And you mentioned earlier before we actually started how you
Mhm,
feel you didn't mention this in the book, but you mentioned how you feel your part of your purpose is to be of service. But
mhm.
I feel as an empowered goddess that
Oh,
you are, the service that you provide to humanity is meant to be on the terms in which you give consent to. So motherhood is a beautiful journey that not everyone gets the opportunity to experience. However, when you do have the blessing to bring creation into this world, you are creating and you're serving humanity by raising, a family to bring, their talents and gifts into the community. So I think that's beautiful. And I'm glad you're enjoying the process of that. You sure are doing a lot of the work, is what I'm seeing
yes, and
and
I
hearing.
I want to one more thing because it's generational. So one more
Mm,
thing is because we already came from generations of illnesses, and that's one of the things I decided for this lifetime. And I'm
mm,
not gonna go through that path of illness. So for me to be the person to be living a healthy lifestyle till I'm done my purpose here on earth, meaning I already transcended. I want that for them. I want that for my children. I said, I don't want to pass on illnesses because again, we talked
right.
about that. We are health first. We are given health. We are whole first.
Mm-hmm.
We were whole. So whatever that made us unwhole, made us unhealthy, we could obviously reverse that.
Yes.
So one of my purposes is to reverse all that, reverse the thinking, the the lifestyle, the being. Um, and it's beautiful. Just imagine you are at your utmost vitality. Let's say, I want to live to 100 years or even 120. There's a book that talks about living to 120 years. You don't want to live 120 years of illness. You don't want to live 120 years of not being able to walk or even exercise or even, just do little movements. I just chose it. Like for me, I chose this lifestyle. I chose it for me. I chose it for my kids or for the next generation. And again, it's the beauty that was given to us of free will. We choose it. So if
Mm-hmm.
you choose that, there's so many ways to make that happen. And again, me being here, I am one of those people that can help you in that process or still learning and being there to pull you up to I've done this for since 2008, learning so many different things in health, mind, body, and spirit. So again, it adds to my purpose of being that being being living again, living the life of full expression, healthy mind, body, and spirit.
I love the intention. That's what it is. It's your intention and
Right.
your belief. So the power of the mind. Wow, it's
Mhm.
incredible. So
Mhm. It feels so for some people, again, for some people, I'm not disregarding what you're feeling, of lack or of the health and all, if you're not there yet. I'm just encouraging people to explore it. There's so much beauty into choosing for you, choosing
mhm,
for your own. It's not somebody telling you.
right,
I'm not
exactly.
telling you, it's choosing for you,
Hmm.
not your parents. And it's part of the healing too. Like um, taking away, uh, the people. Like you think some people taking away your power, it's just because you know, you didn't hold on to it. Like let's say parents, grandparents, even your children, your friends, your family, whoever's around you, you think they're taking away your power. Yes, if you let them, right?
Right. Exactly.
So if you don't let them, grab onto it and then choose for you. Like, what do you really want? Those are the questions, right? What do you really want? What am I choosing? What am I here for? And
Exactly.
so much power into that. And power, we talk about empowering women. Why, this is one way of it. Like talking to somebody who had done the path, talking to healers who can eliminate all those blocks, talking to um, again talking to somebody who had done it or who have that lifestyle that you want to emulate. Talk to them because they already know. It sounds like they did that just like magic, right? But
Right.
believe me, there's so much into it, so
I
much, like so much
I
work.
I agree. I've said
Right.
that to people before, and I'm like, it's not, because
Yeah.
sometimes you can look at someone and think, how did they do that? Like, they must be lucky or whatever,
Okay.
but that's a judgment, right, on their part. But
Right.
it's not, you and I know it's not, obviously,
It's
because
not.
there's so much behind the scenes that people have to do within themselves. Yeah,
Yes.
and then
I
apply
Yes,
it.
apply it. Yeah, I wanted to share because people ask me
Yeah.
like, "How do you do that?" You're like all over the place. I'm like, I'm not all over the place. I just choose to
Mm,
be that place at that moment, and I mean, I don't live there. I just choose moments, right? And I guess again, the beauty of this is choosing what makes you happy from moment to moment, and being in a place of again, you know, empower yourself. You have the right
mhm.
to choose. You have that power to choose. You have the power to be. There's no way. There's no place better than that.
Right. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Before we get this interview wrapped up, I do want to ask, is there, because when you worked with Rada, would you recommend, and what would you say was your experience when working with Rada Publications, and would you recommend other people to partake in Rada Publications?
I love the process. And,
Mm.
Radha herself is such a compassionate human being. You know. She's
Mhm.
truly a manifestation of the goddess female energy, feminine energy. You look at her, for some people with judgments, obviously, she's all beauty, but she has everything, the smarts, the talent, the skills, you know, truly an expression of who we really are. And again, I'm taking back, it's a mirror, right? When you see somebody like that and how you describe them, it's obviously you're describing yourself. Um, but you learn this in the process, and Radha has been so patient, loving, kind, compassionate, and she's an intuitive. She tells you like what you need or what and the encouragement. She
Yeah.
had encouraged me to be who I am or get out of my comfort zone, get out there, express yourself fully. And sometimes it doesn't sit with you right away, you
Hmm.
know. And
Right.
again, it comes back. Again,
Yeah.
I went through this journey. Not I don't actively look for it. It just comes to your lap. So when the time the healing comes, it was there. The time when this book came out, it was there. Like, the opportunity came up, the healing came up, all these other things came up. The opportunity for the second book, it just kind of laid in, in your space, and even just asking. And don't get me wrong, there are things that kind of blocks you along the way, but at the same time, just like today, just
Yes.
like today, this interview, without having to focus on that energy, we conquered it.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to say, wait a minute, this is our power, this is our space. Nobody's going to take our space, our power away from us. We're claiming this. So we are claiming this, right? And
Yes.
claiming, every step of the way, you claim that, like, this is the right thing for me. This is the
Mm-hmm.
right, again, going back to fully expressing, this is the next step to do that. This is the next step to being that. This is the next step to allow that. And Radha has
Yeah.
been such an amazing conduit of all that energies plus more.
Oh,
So,
yes. The
yeah, so,
support. Yeah.
and of support, and very, very forgiving
Mm.
too, because it could have been a deadline, months, but if we allow ourselves to be, it is what it is. It just unfolds.
Yeah.
And that, I think, it's just a nice segue for just the end of this. We made it.
I know. Oh, I couldn't agree with everything you said more anymore. I mean, thank you. Yeah, you're such a powerful person. I mean, every single goddess in this book is. I just want to thank you though for, stepping into your power and sharing your, you know, words with the world, and empowering humanity. And then, anyone who works with Rada Publications is going to feel the same. They're going to feel supported and empowered. And, you know, it's an intuitive process, and it's okay to, like you said earlier, have bad days. We just get back up and we face
Mhm.
it and we do the work. No one's going to get in shape spiritually by sitting
Mhm.
in the background, not doing your work. It's
Right.
just like a physical workout. You got to get up
Exactly.
every day and have your smoothie with protein and go to the gym. And every day we have to wake up and say our prayers and do the inner work and be an
Exactly.
example and, catch ourselves when we're not. And,
Mhm.
so I want to thank you for, continuously working on that. And it's been a pleasure. I cannot wait for everybody to read your chapter in Pillars of Light, Stories of Goddess Activations. And I'm going to be sure that we link your information down below. So if you have a website, you can get in contact with Rachel that way, and as well as Rada Publications. And until the chapter, enjoy your day.
Thank you. I'm so, so grateful for this time. And I'm
Yeah,
so grateful we made it.
we did it.
Yes. Yay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you too. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too.
Bye bye.